You're tuned into Exercise for the Mind, where we give you the best tips on battling mental health with the strength of your body.
Hello everyone, welcome to Exercise for the Mind. I am your host, Raina Wall, and the founder of this podcast, and today I will be talking about the process of building healthy habits and breaking bad ones. We are creatures of habit, and to propose a question on the general concept of building habits is, if we have habits of teeth brushing, waking up for school, waking up for work, and so much more, why is it so hard to build new healthy habits? And I feel like to understand this question, we need to understand how a habit works, how to build the habit, and the components of building habits. So the first component of building a habit is the cue. The cue is the brain trigger that initiates the behavior. So doing something expecting reward, like for working, for instance. When you work, you expect to gain money. When you socialize, you expect to gain friends. When you work out, you expect to gain some kind of confidence or progression towards a goal. And these rewards or things that you get from the cue, they can trigger cravings for that reward. So these small little rewards trigger cravings for more rewards. And that's kind of like the basis of building habits. So, like I said, the next component is cravings. So these are the motivational forces behind habits. So without motivation, without the desire for the reward, there's no reason to do anything. Examples: are you craving to brush your teeth, or are you craving for fresh breath? Are you craving for TV, or are you craving for entertainment? These cravings are a desire to change your internal state, which leads to the response from the craving. So this is the actual habit you perform. So this is the reaction to that craving. It's the action you take to satisfy the craving. The response occurring depends on how much friction is involved. So the more effort it takes, the less desire there is to complete it. The less effort it takes, the easier it is to complete it. So it also depends on your ability. So when you're setting or wanting these habits, don't go beyond your realistic abilities. So don't try to run 5 miles if you never even run one. Don't try to squat 120 pounds if you never even squatted body weight before. Being realistic with your responses and your habits is key to even being able to do them. And the final component is the reward. We choose rewards based on how much they teach us and how much they satisfy us, because rewards cause the cue and they satisfy the craving. The brain is a reward detector, so it will remember the reward when going through the motion. So when you do something one time, your brain remembers what you gain from that to do it again and again and again, which ultimately builds that consistent habit. Rewards are the final aspect of the feedback loop, which completes the habit. All 4 steps must occur in order for a habit to form. So I do have a few tips on how to go through this process of habit forming. Tip number 1 is going to be to partner your habits. So this means pairing an existing habit with a habit you already have. So an example would be, personally, I never read before. Like I wasn't a big reader, but now I'm an avid reader because I built the habit of reading through bringing a book with me when I went on the treadmill. So I paired 2 things that I despise, 2 things that I hate to do, and it built the very structural, strong habit of reading while doing cardio. So I'm getting 2 birds in 1 stone. Another example is you already drive. So say you have this consistent habit of driving where you need to go. Or driving to work every single day. Say every single day you drive to work at the same time. Now throw on a podcast every time you drive, and it will be almost second nature to be listening to a podcast every single day on the way to work. And next thing you know it, you just built a habit on top of a habit. Another example is if a friend was trying to build a habit of drinking more water. So they decided to go through an entire bottle of water while driving to work. This is a personal story. I knew someone who every single time he was in the car, he would have 1 water bottle, say it was like 24 ounces, and his goal was to finish that water bottle in his 30-minute drive. And that built a habit of drinking more water. Like, he just drinks water now because he's used to just chugging that 24 ounces of water in 30-minute time periods. So now every 30 minutes he's finishing, maybe not 24 ounces of water, maybe like 8, 16, whatever. He's finishing water every 30 minutes because it's habit. It's normal for him. Whenever you're watching TV or Netflix or any kind of entertainment that doesn't take much brain power, practice yoga poses, practice workouts, do some squat jumps while you're watching Netflix, while you're watching your favorite TV show, because like I said, again, it will turn into habit. Every time you turn on that TV show, you're going to want to do these squats. Probably not. Or you're going to want to do these yoga poses because it's going to be habit. You're going to build that habit for you. Tip number 2 is going to be starting small. So BJ Fogg, a Stanford University researcher and author of the book Tiny Habits, he stressed a lot about big changes requiring a large amount of motivation / friction and almost an unrealistic amount of motivation. So big changes also mean big friction. So they're unsustainable. They're harder to start small with. And a way to get around that is to start small. So examples would be start with 10-minute walks for 1 week. Next week, build up to 20-minute walks. Next week, build up to 30-minute walks. And before you know it, 2 months into your journey, you're going to be doing 60-minute walks every single day, no questions asked. 15 minutes of exercise turns to 20, turns to 25, turns to 30. And before no time, you're going to be working out for 45 minutes every single day, no questions asked. Same thing with 1 water bottle a day, 2 water bottles a day, continually moving up and following that same concept with any habit you're trying to build. The third tip is daily, also meaning consistency. So the study published in the European Journal of Social Psychology said that it takes around 66 days to build a consistent habit. So 66 days straight of performing one single thing. So it's really consistency over quantity. So for an example, like I said earlier, 10 minutes walking a day. It's pretty much the same concept as tip 2. So all those examples I gave you is going to follow the same concept, the same rule of thumb of performing something for multiple days in a row until it's second nature. Tip number 4 is that it needs to be easy. So researchers show that getting obstacles out of the way makes something easier. So removing the extra friction. So some things I like to do is I will pack my gym bag before the morning I'm going to go work out, before the day I'm going to go work out, so that, and then I'll just set it by the door. So I wake up, currently I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I work out before school. So I'll have my bag packed. That's one less thing I have to do in the morning. I will sometimes sleep in my workout clothes, like leggings and a t-shirt that I'm going to wear. That's less things I have to do in the morning. And don't make the goal hard to get to. So prefer, like if you go to the gym, go try to get a membership at a closer gym rather than a farther gym, because again, you're reducing the friction, you're reducing the steps in between you and the goal, or you and the habit. And the last tip I will give you is give yourself rewards. So rewarding yourself is reinforcing healthy habits. So a few different ways you can do this is listen to a podcast during exercise. So don't just force yourself to either go no music or listen to music you like, not even just a podcast. Reward yourself by giving yourself things you already like to motivate yourself to keep doing them. So after a workout, go get yourself a nice meal, like a nice smoothie, like maybe indulge a little bit in like a more expensive meal that might be a little healthier, because you deserve it, because you did this habit consistently and you deserve something in return. Another like example would be to plan a workout with friends. So turn this habit not only into something that like is you, bring your friends into it so that you have someone to socialize with, so it's more of a rewarding feeling. And that will wrap up my last tip for you guys. Thank you so much for listening today. And don't forget to like and follow our Spotify and Apple podcasts and any other social media linked in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to keep moving and have a great day.